Okay, so this question is, what things are important to you when finding a home
When finding a
or
home,
choosing a home? So what's important to you when you think about buying a house?
um, neighborhood, um,
Like
layout,
the old adage, location, location, location.
right?
Yeah.
Well, they always say, look and see what cars are in the neighborhood.
Mm.
If there's a bunch of older, not kept up cars, that's what kind of houses you're going to have.
So neighborhood number one, or at least one of them.
And one of them, but also the layout of the house.
So what do you look for when you look for the layout of a house?
Well, at my age now, it would be 55 and over.
But let's look at, like, you bought Edenhurst, you bought Ardoon, you bought Elmwood. What motivated you buy those houses?
Your father.
So really, he was more the decision maker in it? Oh.
Because he looked at construction. Remember when we wouldn't pay off on
Socrates?
Hemlock and Socrates
Mm-hmm.
until they finished the back porch the way he wanted it?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
He knew all about the construction and where to look and what to do. And
But did you have any say in the way the kitchen was put together, or?
I didn't, to tell you the truth, I didn't care.
So you pretty much would take any house as long as
Yeah.
Dad was happy with it. Oh, wow.
As long as I had a house.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Right? No. When the house in Elmwood,
Mm-hmm.
I was, we were living in veterans housing, which was nice. It was 2 bedrooms and, a nice little house. And your dad went out and he came back and he said, I bought you a present. I said, oh, what? He said, a house. A house?
Now, how did he manage to do that?
Grandma Will helped him.
Okay.
She
Did Grandma Vaughn help?
Later on, she did when we went to Socrates.
Oh, okay. Okay.
She had very little money, and she gave us $5,000
For Socrates.
for Socrates.
Oh, nice. So what did Grandma Whittle do then for Elmwood?
Gave your dad money towards a garage.
Oh, okay. But you guys had the money for the down payment?
Well, it didn't take very much way back then.
Yeah, but it would have been worth a lot more then, too.
Yeah, but it was veteran, he was a veteran, so
Okay.
he qualified for a lot of things.
Got it. Okay. And that house, I think you said, was $11,000.
Yeah.
Interesting. You hadn't even buy half of some cars or a quarter of some cars.
And that
now.
just sold on Zillow a while back for $140,000.
Wow. And that was tiny. That was probably maybe 1,000 square feet.
Yeah, well, and then your dad did the upstairs,
Right, right.
did the laundry room and the bedroom.
Yeah. So then we moved to Ardoon.
Yeah.
So what made you guys choose that house?
It was good value for the money.
And that house was big.
Yeah, and kids had the basement to play around in and move around. We got nicely settled there, and your dad took that job in California.
Well, no, not from Ardoon. We went to Edenhurst next. But you took that trip to California.
Yeah.
I remember you pawned us kids off to...
Oh, to the Sheltons, and
Mm-hmm.
Grandma had Dave, and
Yeah. And then you went out to California, but he couldn't, as I recall you telling me, that he couldn't secure a job.
no, there wasn't what he wanted, and anybody wouldn't make a quick decision, and we couldn't stay too long.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That was the first time I went cross country. It was very interesting.
That was in an old Plymouth, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah, and you guys slept in the old Plymouth.
yeah. Your dad rigged it up to be able to sleep in it. Had the seats go all the way back, and
It'd be so unsafe now, but yeah.
Grandma made curtains for it.
Oh, how funny.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
So we didn't stay in that house very long. You guys owned it barely a year, I think, or
Yeah,
something.
a little over a year.
What made you decide to sell it?
because your dad wanted to go to California.
Oh, I see. I see.
He had that in the back of his mind ever since he'd been in Fort Ord.
Okay. So then we went to Edenhurst.
Yeah.
And what prompted that house?
To buy or to sell.
To buy.
It was a good value for the money.
Mm-hmm. It was still a small house, as I recall.
Yeah.
Maybe, what, 1,200 square feet at the most?
Yeah. It was tiny.
It was tiny, yeah. But it had a fun yard. We enjoyed
Yeah, and the crook in the back. And
Mm-hmm. Yep, we'd play in that creek and all that.
and George used to like, Cat used to like to get up on the roof of the garage and watch the raccoons down below getting in the garbage cans.
Yeah. So then I know we sold that to come to New York.
Yeah.
And why did Dad buy that one in Sardi's?
Because they were just being built and he felt it was a good deal.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
So that was your only brand new house.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was a nice house.
Yeah.
We all had our own bedrooms.
Yeah.
It had hardwood floors and stuff. That was really nice.
Yeah. I couldn't do it now though, up and down.
Oh gosh, no, it's a raised
It
ranch.
was a nice one, and the only thing I liked, I wish they had a door in the back of the garage out into the yard.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's true. You had to go all the way around the house from the front.
Yeah, that I didn't like.
Yeah.
Probably if we'd stayed there, he'd have put a door in,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Yeah, we were only there about 5 years.
Yeah.
4 or 5 years, something like that. And then obviously Bonner Court, he chose it because you weren't even there.
No, I had to sell one house while he bought another.
Right, right.
And people said to me, how can you allow him to do that? I said, because we had a lot of similar tastes.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm not going to buy something weird he wouldn't like, and he knew I wouldn't like it, so, yeah.
Well, and you ended up being there 39 years.
Yeah,
The longest you ever stayed in any house you owned.
right.
Yeah. So you guys seem comfortable. Well, and then Nancy and I were the only ones at the time that were there, so the 3
Yeah.
bedrooms were fine. And then once we were out of the house, which was fairly soon after you moved,
Yeah,
you guys had a nice 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1-story house that was
Yeah.
just perfect for you guys.
yeah, it was.
Yep, yep. Except for,
But, you know, every time we moved into a different location, your dad got a better job. He was in charge of 5 people at Fox Cube. And then in the next step, 9 people he was the boss of. You know, he went up in job classification and up in income and everything, every change he made, you know.
well, and I know that Bell and Howell paid to move us from
Yes.
New York, which was instrumental. If he had gotten a job back in '63 when you guys were looking in the Plymouth, we probably would have had to have moved ourselves.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, Bell and Howell, they were very happy to move us. They wanted him.
So you and Dad weren't really picky about the bells and whistles. You just wanted that the house functioned for us and was in good working order, and not so much about certain kinds of things. I mean, people now, I know I am right now, I'm looking for particular stuff, you know?
A lot of what you're looking for, they didn't have then.
Right, right.
My grandfather used to say, if you're so attached to your house that you can't leave it to go somewhere else, you've got the wrong values.
Well, he left that house he built after Grandma Jenny died, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he moved from Mount Dora to Indian Rocks, Florida. Moved back and forth in Florida, Mount Dora, till he found a place, Grandpa, that he liked in Florida,
I didn't realize
where
that.
he could have a small boat again, and you know.
Well, we didn't go down and visit them. He usually came up if we saw him. I don't remember.
Yeah.
When we went to Florida, I only remember seeing Aunt Mary and Grandpa and Gladys. So, well, he was gone by then because he died in '66, as I recall.
Yeah.
So anything else about finding houses you want to comment on?
I grew up in a house I loved, and was really a very, very nice house. But to tell you the truth, I'm not that fussy. Give me some place to put my bed and where's the stove?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, I just ain't that fussy. Let me go play baseball.
Yeah. And that's like you have your little wee house now.
Yeah, I like my little wee house
Yeah.
with my living kitchen room
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and my bedroom and my bathroom.
Well, it gives you everything you need and want to exist in this world. So
I got a bathroom I can hold a square dance in.
yeah, but it also means that you can square dance with your walker and the wheelchair too.
Yeah.
Oh, and you're comfortable in your bedroom. So yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll move on to the next one.
I think, one more thing.
Okay.
I think some people in the family, older people, are so enamored with their house that it means everything to them. And I think the way I grew up, a house was a house. Even though I love that house on 238th Street
Mm-hmm.
that Grandpa built, but it's a house. You know, love your kids and grandkids and have a roof over your head. Like I've said to Nancy, we're not living in a cave in Baghdad,
Right. Right.
so be glad you've got a house.
Well, and they say that, you know, watching the Property Brothers and people like that, a house is four walls.
Yeah,
A home is a home.
it's a home.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So really what you want is a place where you can create your home.
yeah.
Yep. Yep.
And some semblance of some type of yard, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yep. You had room for dogs and gardening and,
Yeah,
but not so much that you had to get a ride-on lawnmower to,
yeah.
to mow the lawn.
Yeah, one of my classmates had that. And she lived out in Chardon.
Yep. Yep.
And she was so sorry she had so much. Her husband died shortly after they moved to Chardon, and she had to mow the yard all the time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the older you get, the less you want to do it.
Oh, yeah.
For
Well, I'm
sure.
not a big gardening person to begin with. I told Rebecca, I said, Rebecca, you know something about me? I said, I can kill a plastic plant. She said, oh, no. I said, yeah, I've had leaves fall off a
Yeah,
plastic
but
plant.
this one over here isn't dead.
But the one in the Cheerios box.
Yep. Your Cheery Oats box.
Yeah.
Because it's Cheery
Cheery
Oats
O's.
for the 80th anniversary, not Cheerios. So, whoops.
Cheerios.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.